Hey everyone, Dab here again, uh, bringing you an updated build video for the Deathblow Barbarian. Did a video a few days ago. I completely redid the Paragon board and updated some aspects and items as well. Get into that, and just want to share earlier today. I don't know if I can replicate it on here. Well, probably not. I don't know if I'm going to use the aspect of elements right now, but with aspect of elements earlier in the injured phase, I saw overpower crit for 2.3 billion damage. Mainly because I get 350% damage modifier to injured enemies, and then like this has 990 physical damage. My overall physical damage is 1050. So hold on one sec. Physical damage to physical. Where are you going? There we go. I'm blind right now. But damage to physical 1050%. Now aspect to elements, the 30% increased elements, it's not plus 30%, it's times 30%. So that actually adds a little over 300% to this. So with that and the injured phase, that causes the damage to go through the roof. Now without worrying about aspect of elements, either intercom or the Hammer of the Ancients aspect that helps with crowds, those have gotten over 1 billion in the injured phase. Aside from that, I see it just constant, like between 200 to 500 million hits. You'll see it as we get going. But going over the build, there's a lot of staples, some items that are non-negotiable, pretty much all of them. Very gear dependent build, I'll say that, a very gear dependent build. And sorry if I cough some, I've mentioned before, I use medical marijuana, and I am smoking right now. But with this, man, only 3 legendary aspects, everything else is uniques, and there is 2 mythics. Starting at the top, we have the Crown of Lucian. Now this, each time you use a skill with resource cost, gain 15% increased damage and resource cost. I would say that 15% is more important than having a greater fix than anything above it. I really don't care about any of the stats on this piece of equipment other than the 15%. The 15% increased damage and resource cost is increased by 30% additive for 4 seconds. With that, that means that after you stack that 5 times, your damage will go through the roof, but so will your fury cost. But that's good. This build actually wants to spend as much fury as possible. And that is why we do not wear Ethereal's Might, because we have to have that invigorating fury temper on the armor. Now, I also use, or on the chest piece. I always use the chest piece to fill out my armor stat. You need at least 1 armor roll on either the chest or the gloves. Your gloves should always be an offensive piece, so put the armor roll on the chest piece. I got life, overpower build, we want life. That worked out. Fury per second, I spent a lot of fury. Now, 8 fury per second doesn't do crap in combat, but it does help start the fight with fury, so that's good. Let's see, and the I got stun duration. I wanted concussion 2, right? I wanted concussion plus 2, and to get that up to like 3 after masterworking. I want to get a triple crit on Invigorating Fury. Invigorating Fury is everything that drives this build and makes the magic possible. If you don't have Invigorating Fury, you'll swing a couple times and you'll be struggling. I'll get into the details of that later when I get into the skill tree. Yeah, red gems, I'm sure you've seen. Overpower builds, we want hit points, or life. Sorry, most of my video games in my life, it's been hit points. This game, it's life. So if I say hit points, I mean life. Alright, going to the bracer. I'm not completely happy with my rolls on here. I don't really want lucky hit chance. I'm sure what I would want other than lucky hit chance. I mean, there could be a lot of things. In this build, even, let's see, we could have plus to core skills, I believe, there. Let's go check that. Let's see, what would we want in the bracers while we're here looking and thinking about it? Not sure if it showed me everything that would be there, but let's see. Attack speed is super important on this build. All right, there is strength. Life is overpower. And nah, core skills. Yeah, core skills. I would say core skills is the priority. All right, or no, attack speed, because we want to swing fast. It's already a two-handed mace, and we don't have Endariel's Visage on like normal. So we got legendary gauntlets, attack speed. I wish that lucky hit chance was either core skills, strength, or life, and overpower. So we have the grandfather, but with this build I've seen a damage increase by going with overpower instead of crit. Glyphs I do both. Seen a lot of things online only use one or the other for the glyphs. That might be one reason I'm able to push damage up more. Our pants and boots combo, we got Tibalt's Will with Yen's Blessings along with Rallying Cry. That is 100% uptime on Unstoppable. With 100% on uptime on Unstoppable, we always have this damage reduction while unstoppable from Tibalt's Will. The resource is very important. I was hoping for a triple crit on resources, because you want the max resource as high as possible, so that way you have to be able to afford the max cost of the ×5 death blow, right? Or sorry, not ×5, times 150%, right? Normal fury cost, 80. Yeah, wow. Let's see, but I'll show you how we get it done. Yen's Blessings, of course, keeps the Rallying Cry going, because that is the only non-mobility, non-ultimate cooldown on the bar. I'll show the bar in a minute. Let's see, going into the weapons, we got Overkill. It's a unique added for Death Blow. It's amazing. I would love to get this with a GA on both physical damage and Death Blow. I mean, of course, 4 GAs. Why not? Yeah. And honestly, I could get a lot more damage because I only have 33% on the aspect. And again, overpowered gems. Because I've tested it, I've gotten higher orange numbers. Orange numbers are what we want. All right. Obviously, if I went green across the board, I'd have a lot more higher yellow numbers. But this build is all about having orange numbers on like every other swing. All right, it's crazy. I love it. Let's see. We got the third blade, so that way we can just use Death Blow as a core skill, used on at will. That's why we would think about core skill on here on the gauntlets. We want every rank in Death Blow we can get, because every rank in Death Blow is a chunk of damage. Doombringer, very critical for this build, because typically for anyone that's played in the end game, your end game builds require like one mythic damage reduction source, and those are typically either Harlequin's Crest, which I do not have on me, or Tyrael's Might, which I do not have on me, and I can't wear either of those with this build because this helmet and this chest make the build happen. So Harlequin's Crest and Tyrael's Might, not an option. That means if I want to survive in in-game content, I gotta use Doombringer. Now, I mean, it also works out. I got triple crit, 77% max life, favorite number there is, so maybe that works out. But with that number increasing the life, that increases overpower damage. That is insane, because your life or overpower damage is largely determined by your life and your fortify. And yeah, actual math for that. So say normally, Death Blow right here. Let's see. Yeah, it's like a multiplication between the base damage here, and then also your life plus your current life plus your fortified. So say if you got around 100,000, 200,000, 200,000 times whatever you got here. Whereas, well, and then also multiplying times whatever overpower damage you got. That's a rough explanation. I'd have to pull up the actual equation on maxwell.gg. That's a good place to find breakdowns of actual math formulas for how stuff's calculated. And again, I was trying to explain a math formula while I'm smoking a joint. Yay. And you're not even supposed to do public math as it is. Jeez. Alright, grandfather. Lucky me, I got the maximum life greater fix. That helps a lot with this build. So much life in this weapon. Like, the life on this weapon and the resources from this weapon make it so you cannot take this weapon off. I really wanted to put in Fields of Crimson. I would love to use Fields of Crimson with this build. I might be able to after I change a few things, but like I couldn't. I ran out of resources, and I didn't have hardly any as much life because of that 7,389 and how that multiplies. But anyways, this weapon, good all around because every other hit is overpower, and almost every hit is critical. Because going up here to our necklace, Banished Lord's Talisman. After you spend 275 of your primary resource, which is like every other swing, because of how the Crown of Lucian increases our resource costs, which I told you, this build, we want to spend resource. After you spend the 275, your next core, which is Deathblow now, is guaranteed to overpower. Your critical strikes that overpower. Now this is important. Your critical strikes that overpower deal 60% increased damage. That is a separate sentence. That means it applies 24/7. It doesn't matter if you spent the 275. Your critical strikes that overpower always deal 60% multiplicative damage. But then going to Ring of Red Fury, also important. And we also get a chunk of critical strike damage here to multiply with the Grandfather, because we got rid of the green gems and went with the red gems. So that's important. But more max resources because we need the resources. After spending 100 Fury, which is every single swing, I mean, base cost is 80. That's before multiplying it by 150%. After spending 100 Fury within 3 seconds, your next cast of Hammer of the Ancients, Upheaval, or Deathblow, hey, we're using 2 of those 3, within 5 seconds, a guaranteed critical strike and deals 40% bonus critical strike damage. So that means that that's pretty much always happening. So we're always critting, and we're almost always overpowering, and it is always so much fun. Yeah. Let's see, that is the items. You can see, let's see what we got here. Hammer of the Ancients quakes outwards for 20%. I've been swapping with 23. Hammer that. Well, first, there's not really another one to swap with this. This right here keeps you alive. The more life you lose, the more damage reduction you get. When you're a stationary fighter, this is amazing. That's why it's called the Fortress. We're stationary for the most part, unless we're dodging and moving to the next target. We get what we want to kill, and we stand there until it's dead. D-E-D. Dead. Kill them until they die from it. Alright, but on the bracers, this is where we can play around some. This is like the only slot I can mess with, so I mess with it all the time. Alright. Obviously the Upheaval Overpower Stun item got bricked on that. Don't want that. I would love to have Concussion +2. I'd like to have Concussion +2 right there instead. Stun duration. Yep. So that way, not only are we always bashing stuff, or not bash, you know, Deathblow and stuff, we're always stunning it. So. Yeah, so on chest piece, Invigorating Fury, Concussion +2, and then bracers, damage while berserking, and Concussion +2. Alright. The aspect. Going through the first room in the Horde, Hammer of the Ancients helps out a lot. Quakes out for its 20%. You can even get the bonus damage on bosses. I mean, our damage on the Hammer of Ancients is nothing to sneeze at. It just doesn't hit as big as the Deathblow. But with the Hammer of the Ancients aspect on here, you can easily take out all the trash minions. So that way, you Hammer the Ancients to get the proc, and I'll explain the proc in a minute. And after you get the proc, you turn around and Deathblow the big stuff that's left. That's how it works. But other than that, if you're just trying to kill big stuff, we got a few options. Also, combination crowds and big stuff. Again, sorry, I'm smoking still. Accelerating aspect. Critical strikes core skills, which is both Hammer of the Ancients and Deathblow, increase attack speed by 25%. I mean, who doesn't want to swing the hammer faster, right? So that's one I switch between. So let's see. So sorry, there's 4 I switch between. There is the Hammer of the Ancients. There's the attack speed, and aspect of elements. So this is amazing. This is how I saw the 2.3 billion crits. All right. It's just, I don't know, in the first room of the Horde, I don't need that type of damage, right? And it's nice on the Council, but I can kill the Council fast with just a billion hits. Yeah. But man, the big hits from this, when you time it up right with everything, it is amazing. Because that 30%, all right, again, multiplicative, that 30% right there multiplies times this damage with physical. So, simple math is 1.3 times 1050, right? Here, look. Pull up my phone right here. 1.3 times 1050 equals 1,365. So, yeah, that's 315%, damage from that one aspect. That is huge. Unfortunately, it's only every other 7 seconds, which means, like, as fast as I attack, that's a lot of damage I can do in that other 7 seconds, which is why I also like Intercom. Deal 10% increased damage. So that's always active as I'm moving around. But then if I'm on a bigger boss, whether it's a Lord or a Council member or a Tormented boss, I stand there before I summon them, times 3. And this is like a separate multiplier from other things, so it really boosts the damage. So yeah, those are the 4 I use. They all have their own situations. They can all just be kept on all the times. I've been happy with all 4 of them. That's why I keep switching between them. But then we get over to the ring, and our ring slots, it's mandatory. Gain 40% of your primary resource for every 20% of your life that you heal. Now this aspect that was added this season, this is what really ties this whole build together. Like, puts a little bow on it. Alright, other than the combos itself. But we've already seen that we're trying to spend a lot of Fury. And we do spend a lot of Fury because of the Crown of Lucian. And we got this thing called Invigorating Fury right here. Invigorating Fury is right here. So at 8 of 3, now hopefully it's 9 of 3 if you get that triple masterwork crit. Mine is heal for 20% of your maximum life for each 100 Fury spent. Wow. I mean, every swing I swing is probably, I know it's like taking almost my full bar once it's going, so that's, yeah, a little over 200, right? So 24, let's say a little over 200. Let's see, what is 80 times 1.5? Or, I feel like that math is weird. Anyways, we can look at it mid-fight. After I got the stacks, I'll scroll over it and see what it looks like. But, yeah. But with that, essentially, I spend Fury, and I get life. But because I got life, I get Fury. So I swing again. And, like, the math works out where if you get either a double or a triple crit on Invigorating Fury, you can do it without ever having any Fury issues at all. If I got a +6, I could probably free up some Paragon points, because right now I got Paragon points into like extra Fury and stuff. Or yeah, things like that. Anyways, so that's the gist of the build for the items. And first over the skills and the skill tree, then over the Paragon board real quick. Paragon board is different than the other day. This one is better from what I've tested. So if you built one from the last Deathblow video I made, please use this one instead. Alright, for the ultimate, we just use this for elites and bosses whenever we want to actually set up the full combo. Sometimes I just use everything at my leisure as I'm going, and like my numbers are high like averaged across the board. But if I'm doing like a big boss or something, then I want to time everything up to sync up so I can get that billion plus damage, you know? Because like, yeah, you got it. The stars have to align to get the big numbers, but it's not that hard to make the stars align in this game. You just have to hit the buttons in the right order at the right time. And I'll show you on here. And if you have a hard time remembering it, you can always stop it, rewind it, and watch it again. All right. Let's see, so we got Call Ancients because of the thing at the bottom. While Call Ancients active, gaining 20% bonus attack speed and 25% increased damage. All right, faster booms, bigger booms, we love it. Leap, purely for mobility, and also it's not affected by Yin's blessings, so that's why it's here. Sometimes we just want to move around, hop between rooms, dodge boss mechanics, yeah, just that stuff. Just save it till I need it. Or sometimes I jump in on a crowd first. Although our first hit typically overpowers, so remember if you leap into a crowd or you charge, it's going to overpower. I mean, not a bad thing. Good way to come in and say hi. Then we got Rallying Cry. Again, we got 100% uptime or nearly 100% uptime on Unstoppable, about half a second off every 8 seconds. But because of the Tibalt's Wheel here. So essentially every 24 seconds, we're having 4 casts of Rallying Cry. Between me pressing it on here and it happening 3 times on Yin's Blessings. 8, 16, 24 plus the one I press. Actually, an extra one because my cooldown is 21:59 right now. We got Charge. I don't really use this a lot, except for I hold on to it if somehow, some way I run out of Fury. It gives Unstoppable, gives some Fury. Also, it gives Unstoppable. It breaks you out of stuff. It's like one of my oh shit buttons, right? If I somehow get frozen somewhere, because Rallying Cry is 7.4 seconds duration right now, and it only does Yin's Blessing every 8 seconds, there is that small odd that I get frozen or something, and if that happens, I press charge, roar. And if you don't want to use Call of the Ancients, you can use Wrath Berserker, works just fine. But this attack speed works finer. Better. Good, more, better, fine, yeah. Alright, but so I'm walking up on stuff. I already got my yelling going. First thing I want to do is whack them in the head with Hammer of the Ancients. Now, if I haven't done anything for 12 seconds, my next attack will overpower, right? This is from something, a glyph, yeah. We'll see the glyphs in a minute. But after you don't attack for a little bit, your next attack will overpower. And if that's not overpowering, you're still going to overpower like every few hits after you get the Crown of Lucian ramped up. It'll take 3 or 4 hits to overpower until it gets ramped up. Once Crown of Lucian's ramped up, you'll overpower every other hit. Now, on the Hammer of the Ancients, bottom part. After overpowering with Hammer of the Ancients, you deal 40% multiplicative more damage for 5 seconds. That means your death blow does 40% multiplicative more damage for 5 seconds. Alright. Now, keep that in mind. We got death blow, this hard-hitting thing where the max damage is 1.1 million already. That's before any base damage multipliers. It's like one of the hardest hitting damage abilities the Barbarian has as it is. It'll deal 150% increased damage to bosses. That's why you can get the billion damage hits on the bosses. And it always keeps us berserking. Roar. That's what we love. With that, so the way the big number happens, you already got a huge base damage number, right? You got Tibalt's Wheel. Mine, not even max. I'll deal 17% increased damage while unstoppable. So Rallying Cry makes me unstoppable. Boom, 17% damage multiplier to that 1.1 million. Right? And then I'm going to whack it in the head with Hammer of the Ancients. That's another 40 times that. Right? So we just multiplied that by 17%. We just multiplied it by 40%. And then we're going to increase all of our damage by another 25%. And then if it gets down into the injured phase, when an enemy's injured, It'll have another 350% because of the top part of overkill here. All of those together means that bosses don't like us very much. That being said, let's see where this portal goes. Oh my goodness, it goes to the broken mirror. Don't judge my screen here. I may have killed stuff earlier. Just having fun with this build. Oh good, it reset. I thought you were going to see all these legendaries on the ground. Alright, so right now I'm still smoking, so I'm just playing with one hand. Okay, that's left clicking for Hammer the Ancients. Oh, he pulled me over. Sucks for him. 71 million. This isn't even trying to do the combo. I'm just right clicking. 58 million. 65 million. 61 million. That's 60, 21 million. Yeah, like, and it'll do a whole crowd in front of me too. Like, that was just not even trying to do a combo, just right clicking, right? And it just takes a couple hits to get that Crown of Lucian going. Oh, look right there at the bottom. After spending 275 primary resource, next core skill is guaranteed to overpower. What's right beside it? Oh yeah, my bad. My bad. I got excited. Wanted to show everyone what it does. Didn't finish showing you the skill tree. Sometimes do that. Little squirrels everywhere in my head. All right, we got Bash up here. Mainly in homage to Bash. It was my insane build last season, but we don't use basic skills in this. We are our death blow does everything. Let's see. Right now, I got an extra point in here. You know, yeah, I have an extra point in this. 2 of 5 just to activate it, because I don't need pressure point on this. We have another way to get our vulnerable. So gain 3% more fury. That actually helps out a lot. So starting out with this, and it's each enemy. So the Hammer of the Ancients aspect actually helps with this in a crowd. All right, put another joint. I'm gonna mute the microphone and cough my lung out for a minute. Okay, I'm still alive. But anyways, greatly increase how much fury we get. It's amazing. After overpowering with Hammer of the Ancients, which is happening like every other hit, we'll deal 40% more damage. Next tree. Increase maximum life because that increases overpower. We just got a 1 of 3 here to get a multiplier on the board. You never want to not have a multiplier. It's better to have 4 of something than 0 of something. Right here I got Rallying Cry. We got Unstoppable from Rallying Cry. And this helps a lot as well. It generates 20 fury and grants an additional 20% resource generation. So we're always generating more resources. So that insane amount we're generating from gaining the life whenever we spend the fury is getting multiplied by all this resource generation, right? So that plays a huge role as well. I know some people's builds they try, they're missing the extra resource generation. It really just, yeah. I mean, I was if you want to drop your damage a little, instead of Crown of Lucian, you can go with Andariel's Visage, and it is a lot of fun as well. I've done that too. But if Andariel's Visage will cap out around like 200, 300 million, something like that. Alright, Swiftness, because we want to go fast. Booming Voice, we're shouting. We need right now with 3 of 3, we got that 7.4 duration. If we took those 3 out, that puts the duration at 6 seconds. So each point adds 0.5, 0.5, and then for some reason it screws us and gives 0.4. Jeez. 1 point in charge and leap. This is just to have the abilities on the bar. Honestly, you could take these points off and not have an ability on the bar. Or you could throw some these out there if you want to. You know what? See, now I am wondering if I can cast Rupture now. I couldn't cast it before. I didn't have enough Fury. But I've increased my Fury since. I would really like to get Rupture's attack speed bonus going. You know, like I would be perfectly fine with like saying getting rid of both charge and leap. And we can put both these on the bar because neither of them have a cooldown, so they won't mess with Ian's Blessings. But let's see. I already took those out. Oh yeah, here's where our vulnerable comes from. Direct damage to weapon mastery skills causes core skills to make enemies vulnerable. So our death blow is both. So after it hits once, every hit after that makes it vulnerable. It's pretty nice. Or it works with Hammer of the Ancients as well. I don't need this because I already have guaranteed crits. No mercies a waste on this. Oh yeah, I passed it, but I got 1 of 3 here just to get the multiplier for damage reduction. And then I got 3 of 3 for fury generation. Always berserking when hitting with death blows, so always want to be generating more fury. Alright, I want rupture. I want enhanced rupture, and I wanna hit fast, dang it. You see, it'd be a lot easier to take this off if I had the other one. Or if I had the tempers I need. Take 5 damage from there, 5 from there. Definitely not overpower. You know, we'll take it from crit. Because just from testing, we get more from overpower and more from vulnerable right now than we do from crits. Just how they balance stuff this season. And with how this build's going. If I had an extra point somewhere else, I'd put it right here to get a multiplier for Fortify. Because we're always fortifying too. I'll show you that on the Paragon board in just a moment. If I want, now remember, we get Fury whenever we heal 20%. So this would always be healing too. And there's no cooldown on Rupture if I'm able to use it. And Chains. So that actually helps right there, because now I can just stand still and freaking fling away. That's going to take some getting used to for me. Don't normally do that. I can actually lead with Rupture. I can go Hammer of the Ancients. Well, probably Rallying Cry. Hammer of the Ancients, so I get that first hit being overpower. And then I'm going to Rupture to get the attack speed while also hitting Call of the Ancients to get attack speed and damage. And then I'm gonna hurt him. That's what that means. Let's see what we got here. Dang it, I noticed some extra stuff was up. Nah, that's what he said. Paragon board. Alright, starting out. A little rough. Did this on the fly by myself this morning. I wasn't really happy with how my other one was. I mean, it was okay, but I mean, I hit over a billion, but this one, after I switched this one and had the aspect of elements and other things, I saw the 2.3 billion. So yeah, this one definitely worked. But let's see, going up, I went with physical and life instead of life and armor, mainly because on this board I wanted to use a strength glyph, and going on this side seemed to help me a little. I use less and use strength. But I mean, you can go up this side, get a 4% more max life than over here. But meh, I still have almost 100,000 hit points. It's doing fine. This did give another 20% physical damage, so that's, you know, when I use aspect elements, that gets multiplied. First glyph, we got Crusher. Every 5 strength, 5.3% increased damage. That adds up to 42.2 on this. And while wielding a mace, you deal 20% increased overpower damage, multiplicative. So yeah, that's for this build. Swinging a two-handed mace. This glyph applies to both two-handed and one-handed. It's any mace. Going up into the Blood Rage board. Now I do have one of my tempers that I think's bad and needs to be damage while berserking. If that's damage while berserking, this will get me a little closer to where I need to be on this legendary node. Because the goal with most Barbarian builds is 300% damage while berserking. So that way that you have this is a separate multiplier, so it really affects your damage. You want to have this close to 30%. I'm only at 20%. So I still got a little more potential. I think, well, pending masterworking crits, I think I can wind up around 270%, which is 27% here. Let's see, for the glyph, we have Ire. I focused on strength for this path. Typically, when you go into a glyph area, you got to pick like which stat you're going for. I followed a strength path, focused on ire. Increase. I was just talking about damage while berserking. This is a good board to get a chunk from that. And then while berserking, you take 10% reduced damage from elites. All right, going to the right. If you want to see these nodes, just so pass over. You got that node. You can pause as you need. Save my voice for the yellow nodes. Alright. Next board we have Bonebreaker. Now remember, the name of the legendary power is also the name of the Paragon board. So this board is Bonebreaker. And on this one we have the Might Glyph, another strength glyph. Pretty much I went from this side of the board to that side of the board and out of that side of the board. Along the way I followed a strength path. Got the 10 strength from here. Now I do have extra strength if actually no I don't, not in this build. Yeah, I actually found the minimum through on this. So we got 10 strength here, 10 strength there. We also got some overpower damage, great multiplier. And then we got damage reduction while healthy, great multiplier, because we always want to stay healthy really. Because we got damage while healthy too. Might, 8%, it's a separate multiplier for two-handed weapons, so it makes a difference. It's given a bonus to those other good blue ones, which it also has overpower, so this is a good board to have our bonus to magic nodes. You want to have bonus to the overpower nodes. If I had extra points, I might put some here and try to get there. I don't know. Alright. The rest of the board we had. A lot of it's focused on getting its own multipliers. Already hovered over this one and that one. Alright, going out the right side. This is the Carnage board. We're always berserking, we're always critting, so this always happens, and we swing death blow faster. Roar. On this board we have Exploit, Dexterity Path, and we came in from the side getting the nodes we want, and it sets up Dexterity fairly cheaply. I think that's a word, right? And we come in, go down, we get some damage while berserking, damage to elites, get our Carnage. Going across, staying in the blue here. So these are actually optional. I just wanted them. Damage reduction from close, because that's what we do. So yeah, if I could steal these three and put them somewhere, but I liked it. I chose to put them here. But we got all of our decks from right here, 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 and there. Alright, up to this board, we have Warbringer. You may have noticed on Rallying Cry, I did not have Rallying Cry giving me Fortify. That is because we are spending so much Fury. If you read the text on this, for every 75 Fury, you gain 15% of your max life Fortify. That means like every swing we're gaining half of our life bars Fortify. It's insane, right? Wrath, because we crit, and we want to crit more crits, and crit harder crits. Crit crits. Let's see, took a path, taking as little as possible, blah, 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 blah. But I talked about the Fury issues. This is our board to get Fury, and max life, we need that for overpower, and we need a Warbringer. And damage while fortified, since while we're at it. And more max Fury over here. If you had Fury issues, you could steal some of those extra points I pointed out and put them either in max Fury or max life, somewhere else like that. These yellow ones, if you notice, I didn't take these yellow nodes. This one, resistance all and strength, don't need it. Physical damage, that's additive. My 1050 would become 1070. I don't need it. That's why I talk about buckets of damage, is why it's important to know if something is a plus or a multiply sign. Going over into the next board, I was trying to get a glyph as fast as possible, and also had to have Decimator for this build, because it's everything this build does. Well, this build naturally does everything Decimator does. It's perfect. For every 5 willpower, increase their overpower. Every 20 seconds, next attack will overpower. So this is why when I go into a boss fight or something, my attack's going to overpower. And it's willpower, so this board itself, coming in from this side, is very good. If you have extra points, you can go here. We don't need physical damage, but max life is okay. And it's actually 6% going up to here. That works out decent. If you ever decide to use two-handed sword instead of doing the two-handed blunts over on one of our boards. Oh, right here. You could use two-handed sword if you wanted. And two-handed sword is right here. That's actually less points than it takes to get to the two-handed mace. Then you would also just switch out the crusher glyph for seething, because crushers for maces and seethings for swords. You would only do that if you want to change this to a blood build, or a bleed build, which is possible. Now that I think about it. Fuck. Oh, sorry, language. Again, retired army, my language is bad sometimes. You had Wrath Decimator. Each time you make an enemy vulnerable, damage is increased by 10%. Multiplicative for 5 seconds. Overpowering vulnerable enemy grants additional 10% bonus for 5 seconds. So those pretty much both always happen. Alright. Without further ado, let's go kill the beast nice before we can go up in the air. Alright, can go in. Next attack's going to overpower. So it's actually going to doubly overpower. After I summon him, I'll wait a few seconds. I'm going to cast Rallying Cry. Then I'm going to, when he comes down, I'm going to hit him with Hammer of the Ancients while also pressing Call of the Ancients and Rupture. And then we're going to Death Blow after we get everything going. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Go! Oh, well, I didn't really see what happened there. I was looking at my buttons. Pretty sure I hit him hard since I only hit him like once. Anything good there? Oh my goodness, 300% Fist of Fate. Oh, it had to be crap everywhere else. Oh my Jesus, game does that. Still 300%. 300% is 300%. I could throw that on this build if I wanted. My stash is pretty full. I pretty much need 2 stars or more to keep stuff, unless it's an item I really like Fist of Fates. Man, I'm going to save my last summon to show someone else later. And what are we going to do now? What we got? Let's go Saragar. Let's see how it does on 101. Because those bosses are such a pain. If I can kill a boss before it starts summoning the shadows, so before they can put 3 stacks on me, that's what we want, right?
Hello.
Anybody want to play? No? Hey loser, you want to play? Hey McNelton, you want to play? Let's play. Oh, sad panda.
Greetings.
Don't go any further. Greetings.
Let me see if they're on voice. Noob me, I didn't even have a potion on that whole time. Let's put my hit points at 113,000. How about that? Oh, we match. We accidentally match. How about that? Hmm.
I must wait.
Oh, damn it.
I'm out of fury.
Hey, you. Stop that. Oh, yeah, I can just change. Yep, there's the problem. Look at that. Rupture is too expensive, so I gotta use it at like the start of a fight to get the combo going. Alright, that means I'm wasting points in it. Gotta change it after this. Well, that hit slow.
I'm not ready yet.
Why is he going so clunky? It's supposed to. It's all because I took off liquid stuff. And so like I'm not trying to do any combos right now. I'm just walking through, just left clicking and right clicking stuff really quickly. Even forgetting to do my rallying cry. Jeez.
I'm not ready yet.
Whack.
I need more fury.
No, you don't. Tell me you need more fury. I know what you
Not
need.
ready yet.
You need death blow him more. Death blow him more harder. Channeling. Channeling.
I must wait. I need more fury.
Ah. Alright, so the cost of these gets up to what? We got 200 and 300. Holy shit, 300? I mean, I don't have greater fixes on any of my Fury stuff. If I did... I mean, it's got to change that back after this. Look at that. Coming in here with the broken build first. No, I'm literally just holding right click and walking around right now. Zero crap's given about anything, really. Oh, look at that. Oh, wasted. I didn't get to save my ultimate for this. Dang. You can die now.
Greetings.
I apologize.
I'm gonna take off the Hammer of the Ancients
The
one too.
wonders of sanctuary at your fingertips.
Go over
I
here.
may help you.
I want to go faster.
Masterful
So
work.
for this. Gaining.
My magics await your return.
See some steel you
I don't
need.
mind taking this rogue into a tier 7. See if they're open over here. Condemnation. Damn. No, I'm up crooks. choked on coffee. Oh yeah, skill board. I was gonna fix skill board. Because that doesn't help me. Oh yeah, I didn't show it earlier. I have Unbridled Rage because you want to spend more Fury. That's why my stuff's so expensive too. Because honestly, I don't care.
There is magic in all things. Let me show you.
Three-quarter potion should be plenty. Alright, so yeah, I should really just like put it to stuff here, right? Let's see if my vape works. Good, got a vape going. I'm gonna pull up the link. Sometimes people like it, you know?
I'm not ready yet. I need more fury.
Still just holding right click, walking around, not worrying about a combo really.
I must wait.
And remember, keep my rallying cry going. Charge at stuff to move across. Leap at stuff to get other places. Oh, look at that. Every once in a while I can throw out some Hammer of the Ancients just to get my that buff going. It's pretty easy to keep going. Yeah, you really only have to worry about the exact order if you want to hit it for over a billion. I'm perfectly fine with hitting for hundreds of millions. Like, that is fun, right? A lot of people like that. And right here on tier 6, like, that didn't even move my life. My, like, 117,000 hit points. Life, whatever. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Cucumber, dildo, I mean, what? What we got? Hellborn!
Greetings.
Oh, you know what? Next one, if it's a tier 6, definitely, because I don't need the extra offense on tier 6. I'm gonna put on the the ancestral charge bracer or aspect on the bracers. That's gonna be so much fun in here with my charge, like actually putting it to use. So then I'm gonna want to lower the cooldown, aren't I? Yeah, I am.
I'm out of fury.
No, you're not. I just think you are.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, for the most part, holding right click, walk around, click on left click every once in a while, mainly to move. Then I'll like spam 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, charge to circles, hit stuff hard, it dies. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I like it. It works.
I don't have enough fury. Hello.
Alright.
I must wait.
Now, I want to get some lords. I would love to make some lords appear. Get +3 on lords twice in a row. See if there's anything after that. Never really got further than that. Man, a lot of explosions.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, more help.
Hello. I must wait.
You need to stop spamming too. Just keep that available.
I need more fury.
Quit teleporting away from me.
I must wait. I must wait. I appreciate that. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Come on, get up. That's what I do to lords.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Lagged for a second there. Because of this guy. Just had to go find him, and he's dead.
I must wait.
Come on, people.
I must wait.
So by the way, I went with the masses make the lords instead of lords spawning, because lords spawning right now would mean fewer Hellborn, which would hurt, because we've invested in Hellborn. But masses are already part of the rotation. Oh my goodness, I'm lagging very badly. But yeah, right now with masses already being part of the rotation, that means we get lords without messing with the Hellborn spawns. So still want to have as many Hellborn as possible. Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Don't have enough fury.
I won't go fast.
I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
That was funny.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait.
We shall deliver judgment. Step forward.
I'm not ready yet.
Messed up the combo, but it's a longer fight, so I wasn't worried about having a full combo going right away.
I'm out of fury.
362, 402, 361, 282, 193, 270, 270, a lot. That was a lot. I'm a boss killer. Ooh, 2-star sword. Please be good. Let's go crit damage and damage. Oh, man. That's actually good for a bleed build. Let's talk about it. Oh, man. Oh, man. +3 to core skill. Oh, man. Oh, I guess cold resistance attack speed. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna stop this stream to go make a coffee and roll a joint. And then when I get back, we're gonna do a tier 7. I'll see if I can get this person to tag along. Until next time.